I'll keep my commentary to a minimum here and let the graphics do their job. The idea is to create a form of Zoom conferencing that doesn't try to duplicate the in-person conference, but instead takes advantage of online resources. In-person conferences weren't all that great. You sit through sometimes boring presentations. There's almost never any time left for questions. You pay a lot of money for skimpy white wine receptions, and money goes to big-name keynote speakers. This model offers more. It works from the ground up, from small group discussions to presentations that are publicly available before the conference, so that the actual Zoom sessions can be spent in conversation. At each step, from informal brainstorming Zoom sessions to sharing with invited critics to hosting sessions at the actual conference, each group is in charge of its own session. All the surprises come when the audience begins to engage the presenters and discussions begin. Okay, here's the design. It begins with a group of colleagues who agree to develop something through informal interaction. They hold a brainstorming Zoom session, take notes, and then develop their ideas for a second session where they invite one or two outside critics to offer suggestions. By the end of the two Zoom sessions, they are prepared to formalize their ideas in a talk, a show, or a paper. Whatever form their presentation is able to take, they make the results public using YouTube. The simplest version would be a speaker reading or talking from notes, recording themselves using a solitary Zoom session with recorder turned on. The file is uploaded onto YouTube. An account is required for this, but they're free. More advanced presentations can involve graphics or animations. The point is that weeks before the actual conference, all of the presentations are publicly available. A conference program lists the speakers, the times of their live sessions, and links to their online materials. The audience will know what sessions it wants to attend because they have reviewed the materials beforehand and come to the session with questions in mind. The advantage of front-loading the presentations in this publicly accessible way is that sessions do not have to be spent on consecutive viewing of original materials. Speakers can present summaries of their work, show a few key graphics, and then open the floor for questions. These can be sent using Zoom's chat utility so that the session moderator can guide the flow of conversation. Presenters have their original files on hand in case questions come up about specific elements. With Zoom, it is possible to schedule sessions consecutively rather than in parallel. Attendees should not have to miss one session in order to attend another. With a permanent public archive, the Symposium creates a body of materials that can be reused, not just for reference, but for different kinds of events. There is a literal body of work that can expand. Normally, conferences set up a topic and call for individuals to offer their ideas, developed in isolation. The reverse Zoom conference begins with collaboration and ends with even more collaboration. But it also affords each participant the latitude to develop long or short presentations to their own liking and to connect to wider audiences without the usual expenses of travel, rented meeting halls, and lodging. Yes, the richly detailed interactions of face-to-face conferences is missing, but so then is the risk of contagion, which for the moment is critical. Reverse Zoom at least returns some benefits that normal conferences don't have, in the form of more collaboration and a more permanent archive of publicly available work. This proposal is available at art3idea.psu.edu/LA/reversezoom.pdf.